Shortly after our rescue operation, the Russian space station Red Star 1 deployed one of its kinetic bombardment rounds to strike an IAR Pacific Defense Force supply ship, the Bundaberg, while it was in port in Japan. The attack was believed to be in retaliation for the standoff at Hokkaido and Khabarovsk. All hands of the Bundaberg were lost, and hundreds of Japanese citizens were killed or injured. The world saw the sight of the innocents suffering, and watched aghast as the death toll climbed. The Japanese government was furious at the attack, and has declared its entry into Space War II, joining forces with the IAR-PDF. With the IAR Carrier Strike Group and the Floating Fortress, the Pacific forces were in position to pose a threat to the Russian Far East, while negotiations with Washington for a potential intervention were ongoing. The IAR had created a new weapon for such a conquest, the B-5C Vigilante II, an advanced version of the A-5, an American carrier-based supersonic bomber designed and built for the United States Navy in the late 50s and early 60s. The scientists and test pilots of WUMRA had managed to create a next-generation fighter bomber from an old design that lost the competition to the F-111. With more advanced engines and longer range, these bombers delivered their new generation of precision-guided munitions onto targets in Magadan and Khabarovsk. Aisling Lotus led the small Tyrannus contingent supporting the Irish and British forces fighting terrorists in Sierra Leone. Looks like Remorse was right about Ouroboros being in Africa. So far, the terrorists have put up a bigger fight than they were expecting. The UN forces are on the verge of retreat. But the West African skies are currently being secured by Sea Fury leaders' old comrades. One of them, his African comrade, was known for pounding the ground, having single-handedly saved his country of Botswana in the past war. The other, his vegetarian comrade, was taking more eco-friendly solutions to the battlefield, ensuring that there was still agriculture to come back to. Their team of scientists, led by Professor Lesorich, were researching new technologies and alien biology. So that's how it was, far, far away in Africa. Breaking news this morning. Papuan police have arrested an Australian-born criminal in Port Moresby after discovering secret plans of him and several other nationalists going to destroy the Port Moresby Stock Exchange by using a strong truck bomb. The police have already been aware of him being a member of a neo-Nazi hate group, but were unable to find him for over 15 months due to him going under a new name and identity. This makes the first time in Papua New Guinea's history of having to deal with foreign terrorism. There is a lot of Russian activity over on the other side of the border. Just like a few years ago. Ready for our new adventure? We just got word from Townsville. They're going to launch an attack against the fascist terrorists that defile their suburbs. They're calling on us to be a part of the operation. When the green light is given by the Aussies, Control wants us to depart for the Coral Sea and await further instructions, whether it be through Papua New Guinea or Australia. And we also have experience fighting overseas, thanks to the role that we played in the invasion of mainland China. We haven't actually fought in a major city like Townsville before.
Captain, we have multiple large unidentified airborne contacts on our port side. Visual on multiple bombers coming out of the storm. Holy, what are those things? Swift wings, 6 engines, long nose. They've got to be those cheap bombers that our allied insiders were talking about. What? The Stroke and SC-32 Flying Devils? Visi bombardировщики. Это Бога не Клеменов. Вражеский флот в зоне атаки. Готовьтесь. What's happening? Our sand launch is still damaged from the last attack, sir. They've got jammers on board. We can't get a lock on them. Evasive maneuvers. Full left rudder. All ahead flank. Full right rudder. All ahead flank. Damage report!
This land is buried in legend. And for so long I've seen when every one of those legends ends, another begins. My name is Ruslan Lurkov. Since 2014 I have been the leader of Meteor Squadron. From the World Alliance military to the Aerospace Strike Force. It always had been this way for me, traveling from era to era. And it would always remain so. Or so I once thought. My mission this year was to prevent a foreign state-sponsored infiltration of Australia. As apocalyptic threats mounted from enemies unknown, my team and I were enlisted to unravel mysteries and eradicate threats spanning from the bustling streets of downtown Townsville to the ocean floor, and all the way to the inner depths of out west in an epic new adventure. For the first mission, we rushed to Pine Gap in the desert, where East Timor-backed mercenaries were attacking and trying to hack government servers. After that success, the following week, we were to launch an operation on a foreign submarine lurking off the coast. To do that, we would have to find the infiltrators associated with that submarine within our own streets. The plan failed. Our systems were screwed by traitors within. As we were struggling with communication, the submarine slipped away. It was a painful defeat. My squadron's honor demanded more than that. But with no opportunity to hit back, I'm left to reside in the bar, waiting for the next one. But now, in my spare time, I've seen that I'm not the only Easterner here. Over the course of the last year, I've taken the opportunity to connect with the Russian community in the volunteers of the Iron War. The Russian Federation profited from the desperation of Australia back then, and assisted the beleaguered government by providing weapons and pilots. Little gratitude or recognition was shown to the surviving pilots despite their effort, and, to compound their sad lot, many would later become victims of Vladimir Petrov's persecution after their return to the motherland.
Nosiu Serova, sumela udaret po nomonasto. No bedny Pavel, jego возмущение stala жизнь за решеткой. Было весело работать с волонтерами, но теперь я не могу вернуться на родину. Здесь меня ждет новая жизнь. Некоторые из нас по-прежнему не знакомы. Приглашающие со стороны. Дизелмены. И леди не знаю по изгнанию. Оее того я знаю было того, что меня затащили домой и вырвались из нея. О да, белорусско-литовская стычка. Да уж, показал им то, что я действительно чувствовал. На самом деле, если вы не отпустите, если вы не простите себя, если вы не простите ситуацию, если вы не осознаете, что ситуация закончилась, вы не сможете двигаться вперед, вы пройдете мимо определенных людей. Позвольте себе, если вы хотите лететь, вы должны оказаться от того, что вас тяготит.
It is always important to know when something has reached its end. Closing circles, shutting doors, finishing chapters. It doesn't matter what we call it. What matters is to leave in the past those moments in life that are over. On another note, black and red MiG-31s are paying visits to this base. Their presence here is off the record. Their appearance mirrors that of the Strokin Air Force 6th Night Fighter Division, also known as Chernota Team. It was led by the former Russian Air Force pilot Dominik Zubov and crewed by mercenaries. It then met its demise over Papua New Guinea, or so we all thought. Here in Australia, my squadron is tasked with defending the area from a possible counterattack. My squadron's aircraft is the Blackbird 2. In order to counter Silver Sun's new weapon, this craft was created through rapid development of the existing SR-71 design. Since the design's focus was on the reconnaissance from extremely high altitudes, it performs poorly in ground attack missions. To reach extreme high altitudes in a short amount of time, it can be launched by rocket boosters and flies at a speed of over Mach 3 to intercept and shoot down its target. Since it focuses on extremely high speed, the design lacks stability.
Approaching RP. Papua Province is in visual range. What the hell? Meteor here. We're detecting multiple S-band search radars.
This far out they have to be S-400s.
Shot. Ravenov's Meteor, be advised. We have multiple Russian SAMs present in West Papua. They appear to be based on the island of Palau Subion.
Meteor Ravenovs, copy that. Take as much recon data as you can.
Roger, transmitting recon data. Meteor flight, break off.
Meteor Ravenovs, new orders. We have multiple unidentified radar blips south of the base.
Copy, we're inbound. Son of a... This has to be a setup.
Meteor, sending target coordinates now.
Hey, that's over Karinya.
Madam Volga, Commander, is the stage set? Our forces will be in position to capture the city. It will be a landing pad for your own. It had better be. Those foreign legionnaires and their cursed New Zealand aces have derailed our operations in Antarctica and the Pacific. Not only that, but the Russians are chasing us down too. They're hungry for vengeance after what we've done. All I want to see is this scourge purged from our country, and you will show the Kiwis how small they really are. I know that your powers of retention are as wet as an eel, but please, mark my words, for they are a matter of pride. Prepare for the chance of revolution, my friend. A shining new era is on the horizon. And where do you feature? Well, you'll be rewarded when at last we are given our dues, and injustice exultingly squared. Stand back and stand by, my friends. Meticulous planning, tenacity straddling, transcending to something greater is simply why we'll be the master race. Undisputed, respected, saluted, and seen for the wonder we are. Our venom will spread. Would you like to see Australia rule again, Miss Volga? Would you like to send your colored cousins home again, Miss Volga? All you have to do is follow the snakes.
Overwatch is reporting no active EMU or Russian forces in the area. They must have fled. Command, this is Cantor of Sabre Alpha 2. We're at the area. We've got multiple dead civilians. There's more over here. I don't think they were part of the fighting. Look at that. They're all lined up. They are not combatants. Some of them aren't even wearing shoes. The majority of them seem to be of Middle Eastern descent. I can guess what happened here, but I don't really want to think about it. Damn those fascist bastards! These are blatant crimes against humanity! Take photos for evidence. I just got the photographs. We'll head back to HQ soon. Just give us another 30 minutes. The men say they want to at least give the children a proper burial.
We have visual on poor Motherlove. Shots fired.
Suspect is resisting arrest. He's fighting back. We're coming to support. Let's capture that sick fuck.
Those people you encountered in Africa? All the intel points that they're linked to each other.
But where do they get these weapons? Who supplies them?
Gentlemen, nice to have you here tonight. Earlier today I have been coordinating with ASIO, and through them the Australian government, in regards to recent terror attacks occurring within our state borders. The terrorism seems to be domestic in nature, and far-right extremist in ideology. This is Agent Schroeder of ASIO, one of the top-notch elites. His team's been working around the clock hunting down this Australian Brotherhood, as some of them are calling themselves. Thank you, Commander. For a start, these people are confirmed to have ties with the Ouroboros terrorist organization. That alone would stand for treason. According to ASIS intel, they plan to unleash a dirty bomb crafted from Soviet experiments with rocket fuel and samples of acids acquired from the atmosphere of Venus. It is the same bioweapon that the Russians deployed against the monster rampaging in Turkey in 2018. We've identified the main leader of the Queensland terrorists. Turns out the leader is Kim Marie Volga. She is as evil as they get.
There's no way we are letting this happen.
Never. Her party's platform includes opposition to mass immigration and Islam in Australia, and support of Australia leaving the United Nations. all that shit.
So basically, a gigantic white supremacist.
Yes, in every sense of the word.
Oh, great. And we have to deal with this.
Yes. With some assistance from you guys, ACO and the PMC supporting them captured her second-in-command, Gavin Wiank, who was such a coward that he spilled the beans before we did anything to him. We convicted him of treason soon after. Serves him right. The other ringleaders are Paul Motherlove, Karen Slattern, and Russ Butbar. They're all guilty of offenses. But we do know there is a Russian submarine in the Coral Sea right now. The one that Rurikov failed to intercept. Under cover of the operation tonight, we've captured Motherlove and handed him over to Clacker, the police's best interrogator. Special forces intercepted damning data and evidence concerning their future plans. It turns out the leaders want an ethnic cleansing campaign in the areas they control. This includes extermination, unlawful confinement, sexual assault, torture, plunder. If I may interrupt, Windhover, I've just realized what those foxhounds are. They're the enforcers. I finally remembered. I heard rumors of a group of 3 or more Strelkin pilots who make a nice living by hunting down deserters. They've been carrying out dirty work in Papua New Guinea, patrolling that supernatural prison they have there. They are escapee killers. Yes, they've reported no deserters here. They'll be on their way out shortly. Hold on a second. Hiring those bastards is pretty low, even for us. You know why they were never officially tried for their actions? They had completely unrestricted orders to engage both enemy and allied forces. You mustn't think very highly of me, Rurikov. It was not my decision to invite them here. The state government was concerned about people defecting to the terrorists, so they called them here to keep us in line, because they fear that we may be contributing to them. You have been behaving yourself, haven't you? Bottom line, if they capture Townsville, we will do what we do best.
We'll kick their asses right back out.
This is the Aerospace Strike Force affiliated AWACS Outback. I'll be directing combat ops for all active aircraft. Our troops are engaged at Townsville Reconstruction Park, Bushland Beach, and Cleveland Bay. We need you to help our boys in those 3 locations. This will end the battle. It's time. Commence the operation. Our friends are waiting.
Garuda 2 and 3, attack formation.
Tally 5, SU-33 Flanker Ds over to Muller, in the mothership ruins.
This is Ibis to Squadron. Form up on me. Good to be flying with you again, partners. Targets confirmed. Tally the Russian submarine fighter squadron. They're going to do to us what they did to Syria. Prepare to engage.
High power accumulator set. Site correction algorithm.
Time to go rain hell. Here we go.
All fighters, engage.
Enemy backup inbound. Forces are in. Separate combat zones. We need to split our forces in 2 and meet both threats at once.
Tyrannus fighters, head for either area.
Whoa, Cobra. Boston slipped right by me. These guys are good.
Emus, listen. You do not like us, and we get that. But if we don't act quickly, these nut jobs will capture our suburbs, and we'll both be in danger.
The madmen are digging in. The Rasmussen suburb is their main stronghold.
We are aware, and we just happen to have the key to it. Let's move. They're gonna know we're coming.
Meteor 1, enemy ground unit acquired. Charging. Blazing. Squadron, be advised. Use of bombs is restricted in city airspace. Stop the enemy! Advance!
We can't let the enemy take us position. Kill them all!
Roger. The park will be secured. The strong hostile guns clear the way.
I know the feeling.
Low morale is our real issue right now. Only the those they feeling overspent on
I'm glad those fly boys are here. The enemy doesn't want us to establish a base here. That's why they fear our presence.
The Saber out the wall. We're at the suburbs. Emu, get him!
Come out of hiding and you will be spared.
The vegan extremists are recruiting these vermin. Shoot them!
No, you vermin.
Emus are breaching Kelso and Rasmussen, but they're reporting heavy resistance.
Out back here. Enemy reinforcements on radar. Take him out.
Hostile forces moving near Kelso and Rasmussen. We don't have enough units to hold them.
Split up. The longer this drags on, the greater our losses. Roger that, sir.
I won't be as badass as those top guns.
Check your 6, one on you.
Garuda 1, requesting backup.
Marine flight contacting the Navy fleet. We're in target airspace and commencing attack.
Boomerangs overhead. Ladybugs now on the side.
Just adults. Shoot them!
Your escort considerably weakened organized resistance from the Russian and terrorist armies. Operation nearly complete. Just need to see it through.
Understood. 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 Enemy fleet is crippled.
Taking the shot. Fire.
This is Bravo 2. We've eliminated the enemy resistance. Bravo 2 and Meridian are making their way to the HQ now.
I go down.
System IAR. You can see just how hard we're pushing from up here.
It's easy to face an enemy on the verge of defeat. Let's finish things up.
What am I stronger?
There's no one we're talking about now. If they take our headquarters, we're finished.
Man, it seems we've got police support here.
Yeah, they got one of their finest. Clacker on the job. Mess with that guy.
They've overpowered us! This is humiliating!
Last time Hideout has been destroyed. Finish that!
All aircraft, listen carefully. This is outbound. We have the upper hand. The enemy headquarters is almost ours. Operation to eliminate all enemy submarines also underway. All going according to plan.
The end of the terrorist battle is in sight. Think of something you'd like to eat, guys, because I'm buying. Roger that.
Mrs. Volga, you are under arrest for acts of terrorism and crimes against humanity.
Get in the van. We've caught you now. Say hi to your son in jail.
Got an unknown contact coming up our port side fast! Sound the alarm!
Captain, we've just lost 2 of the frigates. We're taking heavy damage. It's like that monster is toying with us out there. We've got to do something.
Tally 4 Foxhound.
Strike Force, Tyrannus, we have an emergency order from Mission Command. Bring down Black Shark. I know it's a tall order, but HQ wouldn't ask if they didn't have faith in you.
Это австралийские тузы. Давали диры на кольяция на другом уровне. Но не стоит недооценивать остальных. Это тоже бенвесело. Что вы имеете в виду?
It's Black Shark.
One ship is sunk. Single fighter coming back around.
Don't let Black Shark run wild. Friendlies are suffering heavy damage.
Who am I? Look at all of
Black Shark is eating through the Allied forces.
No. Who are these guys?
We're force down.
Damn. Even the lackeys fly like champions.
Stay focused. We've still got a monster to slay. What's that guy eating to fly like that? Don't
your back on him.
Fire, Fox 2.
Strzelił. Nie doży odstąpić. Wygrożą sprawiedliwość. I'm gonna get a radar lock. Any moment now. Whoa! Tally fighting Thunderbolt. We can't lock. Radar won't lock. Yaporazin! The last escort is blocking out. Nam może być pozabeno. Ostrożnie. Jeśli mi kotem razdelit, wywodzę torów. Ostopladia. Pogo jeśli możą konwoić. I'm hit. Trying to stay level. Wingman, try and surround him. He may be stronger than each of us, but is he stronger than all of us?
Mnie uturili. Kako mnie to stenal. Dawaj. Son, nie może być podstaw.
Advised, enemy stealth has been compromised.
Now's our chance. Let's finish him off. I'm sorry, Isla, but you have left me no choice. Damn, he's breaking off. I bought my men enough time to retreat. He's accelerating. He's gonna get away. So, you have all grown up, What are you talking about? What have you become, Lila? You've just hit half a city. We've bloodied your nose enough. You would be wise to call it evil.
Unless you wish to escalate the war, in which case, the sky will fall upon your entire country.
The Emus and our forces had struck a truce to take on the ultra-nationalist forces that posed a great threat to the both of us. But having returned from his rampage across America, the Alpha Radon arrived once again. That's when things got ugly. Our air defense network was too battered to counter him as the volcanic rage set down on the Gregory Range and met with his Emu soldiers. Thanks to the Emus acquiring live streaming equipment, the whole of Australia watched as he spoke in their tongue. Radon, his anger still amplified by the Silver Sun and American attacks against him, declared there were no good men. That man was the cruelest animal. Thus, they let their anger and fury take them from their sense of humanity, and demonstrated that no beast is more savage than man who possessed the power, answerable to his rage. And when Radon barged in, the Russian squadron took advantage and escaped back to Papua. We are now facing an even more intense war on two fronts. If we don't receive a miracle or a new light, we'll be running out of time. Our destruction draws nearer.
Nasz specnaz wziął pod swój kontrol bazę na ostrowie Rożdestwa. Tam i zaprawił się i porazem wraża jego domów. Wyżwel na podiumie. Kolusze opuszczeni? Zakryki wniz. devils have nowhere to land. It's a shame we had to ruin that island's international airport. We'll have to rebuild it after all this has ended. That's my promise. Alright, men, mission accomplished. Let's steam to the Russian Far East as fast as possible. They have a debt to pay. Aye, sir.
Looks like we have ourselves another outreach. This time, we have to head to Derbent. Because Revival's mission has gone into jeopardy, to say the very least. You see, he's got himself a crop duster, and he's making his way across the Caspian Sea right now. Or about to, I'm not sure. But we need to be at the rendezvous point